Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games. Today I'm playing Monster Train. This time on Monster Train, I really want to do an expert challenge. So, for an expert challenge, we apparently lost the first one, so we could do the first one again. Controlled Chaos. Start with a random deck, and you can duplicate cards at merchants. That one doesn't seem too bad. And I would like to play Umbra Stygian this time. So Umbra Stygian is the goal. The last time we won with Umbra Stygian was Covenant rank 12. That's apparently the only time that we've played with Umbra Stygian, and what we did is exiled Umbra, primary Stygian. So let's do the exact opposite. So primary Umbra and exiled Stygian. That's what we're doing. We start with a random deck. That means that we're going to have a very large deck all the time, especially because we can duplicate cards, which doesn't make the deck any smaller. That's interesting. I wonder what to do with that. Let's find out. The other thing, by the way, is that this is probably the time that we do Monstrous, because we've never done Monstrous with Penumbra all the way. Also, Seraph the Diligent, aside from being the one that we always see, is kind of the perfect one to see in this challenge, because if we're going to have a very large deck, Seraph the Diligent does less to us. The Vengeful Shards that he adds does less, and the fact that we're consuming spells does less. So that's pretty nice. Now, these starting cards are only a few of the starting cards that we're going to have. Let's find out what the rest are. Okay, so we've got Cannibalize. Interesting. Cannibalize. We've got Crucible Extension so that we can add more space, which is good if we're going Monstrous. Energy Siphon, Flash Freeze, of course the Foregone Powers. A Furnace Tap. I do like the Furnace Tap alongside a Mind Collapse. We also have an Immortal Trade. We have 2 Perils of Production, so actually Furnace Tap, Immortal Trade, Mind Collapse, Perils of Production can all do something interesting together. Spike of the Stygian and Urchin Spines. This is a pretty weird set of things. We also have an offering token and 1 offering card, the Guardian's Amulet. I have no idea. No idea what we're supposed to be doing here. Let's see if we can take Monstrous. We can't. Okay, if we can't take Monstrous, then we have to choose between one of these. I did kind of like the Architect. If you go down the Architect all the way, it could be very good with minions that really like to be on the floor with each other. On the other hand, I really like making the champion big and strong with the Glutton. That's what we've done almost every time. I kind of want to go down Architect again. Let's go down Architect again. I want to test it out more. Incant abilities trigger an additional time. I like that. That leads us down something specific, and I like it. Let's take that. Alright. And one of the things that I've noticed is that I really rely on basically 1 or 2 units most of the time, so I'm going to try to be very particular about what units we put in the deck, and try not to add too many, especially since we have such a large deck anyway. Adding lots of units might not be great. I will take unit drafts, though, because even though I want to add only a few units, I want to pick exactly what they are. So let's see how well that idea goes. Our Penumbra is pretty nice. We basically want to put him on the top floor, right? Probably just put him on the top floor. I guess what we should do is put the Train Steward there first, so that we can sacrifice the Train Steward. Let's do that. Put the Train Steward there first. Train Steward gets the Ember Drain. we sacrifice the Train Steward. And our champion is the best unit to get the morsels. And we probably want the Mollusk Mage behind the champion. Yeah. Okay, this is what we're doing. Doing everything at the top. Remember, lifesteal is great. Remember that lifesteal can be great. We have Flash Freeze. Flash Freeze at the top is kind of pointless. Otherwise, it only does 3 damage. It can kill that, of course. And I don't really care about playing Train Steward, so let's kill this one. Play a Shade Splitter. Rubble Morsel. I'm perfectly happy with a Rubble Morsel. Do we put another Mollusk Mage at the top? It's probably a good idea. It just means that we don't have 3 places to put morsels every turn. I think we're okay with that. We don't need 3 places to put morsels every turn. Okay, we're not defeating you right now, but we do have a Mind Collapse that does 20 damage at 0. And we've got Spell Weakness. We also have 4 Ember. Huh. I don't know what to do with this. All we have to do is basically 1 additional damage to kill you, I think. Let's play the Shade Splitter first. Morsel Jeweler. Morsel Jeweler doesn't really help me. I mean, it helps in the future, but it doesn't help right now. So, we do exactly 39 damage. How are you getting minus 38 then? Because don't you restore for 5? We do 39 damage, don't we? What? Oh, you also have Frostbite 4. Got it. So, if we killed you, this guy would not die, which means we probably have to Mind Collapse this guy, which is annoying. Or we could do the Foregone Power. Interesting. So, one of the things that we could do is Foregone Power you and Mind Collapse you, and then this guy would die. I like that. The problem is playing Foregone Power discards a card, and we don't want to do that first. So do we Mind Collapse, Energy Siphon, and then Foregone Power? I guess so. Mind Collapse. We're going to Energy Siphon you, and then Foregone Power and Guardian's Amulet you. Alright. Now, we have Urchin Spines. I like adding Urchin Spines to the boss, just in case we have something that can deal damage to the boss. I don't know if we have a spell that does that. Do we not have a spell that does damage? Flash Freeze does damage, and Mind Collapse. Those are the only 2 spells in our entire 34-card deck which does damage. These spell weakness cards are pretty bad. And the Mollusk Mages are pretty bad, currently. Let's start with a couple Shade Splitters, I guess. Okay, a couple of Shade Splitters actually turned out pretty nice because the Magma Morsel is kind of exactly what we need. Kills that one. And then I guess we play a Prism Retrieval after playing Heralds of Production. Because then a Prism Retrieval will make a big Train Steward, right? I mean, big in the sense that it has lots of attack. It didn't get any health, I guess. Let's put the Train Steward in the center because theoretically we could put a Train Steward in front of it. Yeah. Okay, we did get a train steward to put in front of it. That's nice. We actually have a pretty interesting turn, because we can do a train steward here to put in front of you. We can Perils of Production our back train steward. We can play a Making of a Morsel and put a morsel miner up here. We can play Furnace Tap on our train steward that does 31 damage. And then there. And then we win, and our front train steward only takes 1 damage. Alright, pretty nice. Okay, so we're getting a unit draft. Well, I guess not yet. More Perils of Production. I think we do want more Perils of Production. Kind of also want more Mine Collapses, but let's take another Perils of Production. Or a Space Prism. Let's take another Perils of Production. I probably want the Crypt Builder. It'll be the first thing in our deck that does a fair amount of damage, and actually utilizes all the Mollusk Mage and other spell power that we have. Yeah, let's take the Crypt Builder. And then we really want something with an incant ability, like Guard of the Unnamed, because incant abilities trigger an additional time. Do I instead want a Shadow Eater? What's its unit essence? Incant Armor 2? Okay, let's take the Guard of the Unnamed. I would love to take the Shadow Eater just to master it, but I don't think we should take it to master it this time, because we don't have anything yet that helps us master it. And then I don't mind taking an Umbra unit, or looking at an Umbra unit. And the Merchant of Steel is okay. Let's go this way. Okay, let's look at this Umbra unit. Actually, let's peek in here first. So a large stone is excellent. I really like my large stones. Especially because our champion gives us lots of space. Yeah, let's take a large stone. We're going to put it on the Guard of the Unnamed. So the Guard of the Unnamed is kind of going to be the front unit. And it's going to be very big. We spent our money for the most part already. Probably should have looked at the Umbra unit before buying that, honestly. Probably should have. Twinstone. You know that I do like Twinstone on the Perils of Production. Perils of Production Twinstones are kind of neat. Immortal Trade Twinstone is kind of interesting, because once you get there, having all that lifesteal is very nice. We just need something that has lots and lots of health that we would want to put lots of lifesteal on. Which is a little bit of a problem, I guess. I'm going to have to think about that Twinstone. I don't think we take a Purge Stone. There's just too much to purge, basically. We could take the Shadow Eater now. We could also take a Morsel Maker. I do like the Morsel Maker. It kind of ruins the effect of the Penumbra. Let's take the Shadow Eater. Okay, so our goal is slightly to master a Shadow Eater. Do we want to put a Shield Stone on a Shadow Eater? Maybe? Do we want to put a Strength Stone on something? See, I want to put a Heart Stone on a Mollusk Mage. I don't think I particularly want these stones, but I'll take the Shield Stone for the Shadow Eater. And then the real question is, do we sacrifice a Mollusk Mage to a Mollusk Mage right now? I really like doing that. And it's a certain option. Yeah, let's do it now. Sacrifice a Mollusk Mage to a Mollusk Mage. That way we've got a super mollusk mage, and spells that deal damage can deal lots of damage. Mark of Invasion. Not the best with what we have. It's not the best with what we have. We can really only take out like 1 or 2 on a floor, right? I guess the Shadow Eater is excellent with Mark of Invasion, but that's kind of it. On the other hand, how much damage are we really going to take? Can't be too much. Let's turn it on. So, Guard of the Unnamed goes at the top. And we don't have any morsels this turn, which is kind of annoying. Our number has to go first so that we get the space. And then we hope that Foregone Power discards Crypt Builder. And that would save 3 damage on our Pyre. It did! Alright, alright. It worked. It was a 50% chance. Now, we need something to deal with the top. We do have a Shade Splitter. And we have a Furnace Tap. I don't know that we want to play Furnace Tap at this point. Let's start with Shade Splitter. Morsel Excavator. Kind of nice because it kills one of those. And then let's Perils of Production. We could have alternatively killed the Collector with Shadow Eater and that morsel. I should have considered doing that. We would have taken an extra damage on the Pyre. I should have done that. Whoops. Definitely should have done that. The Shadow Eater in the center is fine. You kind of want it at the bottom, usually, but I think I'm fine putting it in the center. And then I'd rather not do the Furnace Tap right now. I'd rather not. I mean, we could put it on our champion right now. It would solve this problem. You know what? Fine, let's put it on our champion. We don't get any Ember next turn, is the thing. Okay. We did not get any Ember, but we did get a Foregone Power. You're going to deal 5 damage to the Pyre. That hurts. Yeah, that hurts, but I can't do anything about that. So 5 damage to the Pyre because of weird decisions that we made. Oh, I do like that we discarded the Offering card. I think I've played this particular battle pretty poorly. Yeah, I think we played this battle somewhat poorly. We can play Perils of Production, but we'd get Ember Drain for next turn. I don't want the Ember Drain next turn. Huh. We're getting another... I don't know about this. We could do Perils of Production on a unit, and then play Shade Splitter and Cannibalize. Which is interesting, but it would mean that we have no Ember next turn instead of 1 Ember next turn. You know, I'm gonna do it. Alright. Perils of Production. Go right there. We're going to play a Shade Splitter, which we should play here because of the Incant. The Incant gets doubled every time. And then we play this Morsel Jeweler, and we sacrifice it. And then we get more morsels. Let's see. I'm thinking about where we put the Magma Morsel at the top. Because we're going to put a Magma Morsel at the top. The question is where? Is there a way to make it so that we kill this one? I don't think so. If we put it in front, it dies. If we put it in the middle, then it does 6 damage to this, which doesn't actually accomplish anything. If we put it at the back, it does 6 damage to you, which also doesn't accomplish anything. So we're taking another 5 damage no matter what. Okay. Well, sad. I think you get a magma morsel. And then a train steward at the bottom with a... I mean, a morsel doesn't do anything. Train steward at the bottom. Let's have it die. You don't get anything. Yeah, you just have sweep and spell. And a spell shield. I think I played this one very poorly. So we've got a Mind Collapse, which means we can actually get some Ember this turn. Great. Now we have some Ember. We can put Spell Weakness on all of these, which doesn't really do that much. Oh, it didn't kill you. Oh, because we don't have our we didn't have any spell power. Oh, right. It didn't do anything. Whoops. Well, anyway, we should win at the top, right? We do win at the top. Our champion dies, but we win at the top. Alright, that one went poorly. Went poorly. Another Perils of Production? Another Perils of Production? I've got 4 of those in my deck. Is that a good thing? I don't think it's a good thing. So Titan's Gratitude is certainly an option. I think the best option is probably Ice Tornado. I feel bad taking Ice Tornado because we take it so often, but I think we need the Ice Tornado. Okay. We have you, and what else? And the Shadow Eater. I kind of want to get a Stygian banner because of our founding seal. So I'm going to go left. It also has the Merchant of Magic, but I don't know if I can choose between these easily. And I guess we peek in the Merchant of Magic first. A Keepstone. A Keepstone is amazing when you have a 39 card deck. So what card do you want to see over and over again? It might be the Ice Tornado. Could be the Ice Tornado. It could be Perils of Production. Even though I have 4 in the deck, do I still want to see one every turn? It could be something like a Shade Splitter, but I don't think we put that on a Shade Splitter. Okay, so there's a lot of options here, and a lot of these options are pretty good. We're going to have to think about that. The Surge Stone, we kind of just don't want, but we do want the Keepstone. I'm not sure when I'm going to duplicate, but it's going to be later. I think let's go to the Concealed Caverns first. It's the one that I mostly don't know what it's going to do. Rail Spikes, okay. Well, which one of these do we choose? We could get another Spike of the Stygian. It's an option. We could get Shroud Spike, which could be kind of amazing. I don't think this is a deck for the Awoken's Rail Spike. I'm very tempted to take the Spike of the Stygian. Let's take it. Okay, I don't think that improved our deck very much, but maybe it improved our deck. Let's look at the Stygian banner next. So we could get another Guard of the Unnamed and sacrifice it to our Guard of the Unnamed. I like doing that. I like having super minions. Or we could get an Offering Monument. The Incant happens twice, so we draw lots of cards and it dies really quickly. It's pretty weird. I think I want the Guard of the Unnamed. Guard of the Unnamed and sacrifice it to my other Guard of the Unnamed. That's the plan. Commemorative Spike gives us a Morsel Minor. Wing Clippings does weird things to our deck because we've got a lot of consume cards. And Abandoned Ant Umbra gives us a morsel every turn. I really like the morsel every turn with Perils of Production. Let's get Abandoned Ant Umbra. And now I'm actually thinking about putting a Keepstone on a Perils of Production. Because if we get a morsel every turn and we get Perils of Production every turn, then we have 3 Ember every turn, no matter how much Ember Drain we have. Let's do it. Having 4 Perils of Production in your deck and having a Keepstone on one is very strange. I acknowledge this. I probably want Ice Tornado to have the Ember Stone. Probably. Either that or Crucible Extension. Or the Making of a Morsel. Actually, the Making of a Morsel could have an Ember Stone. We always like the Ember Stones there. Okay, we still don't have a Power Stone or anything of usefulness in our Mind Collapse, so the Mind Collapse is still kind of bad. Talos the Architect, here we go. Enemy units enter with armor 5. Talos pushes attack units back, which is very important to remember. Let's try to remember that. So getting a morsel every turn also means that the Shadow Eater is much, much better. We can put the Shadow Eater at the bottom and give it a morsel, and it will be quite nice. I think we're going to do that. So, Shadow Eater at the bottom, you're going to get a morsel. I guess you're going to get the Morsel Excavator, because Making of a Morsel is just the better morsel. And I don't think 1 lifesteal on our Penumbra is going to do that much. So you're going to get the Morsel Excavator. Then, Making of a Morsel we're going to play at the top, put the Morsel Minor out, put our Penumbra. Our Penumbra we want to get pushed back, so we want to keep it in front. Remember to do that. Don't know if I'm going to remember to do that. Rebel Morsel is fine. And then Spike of the Stygian, do I want to consume it? No. Okay, so we want you to be in front, remember that. We got our holdover Perils of Production, which is great. So we want the Guard of the Unnamed to go in the back. We want an Ant Umbra morsel to go here first, though. Do we want to do the Ant Umbra morsel at the bottom so that we kill this? I don't know. Kind of just don't want the Ember Drain, but I guess we've got this every turn, so we don't care about the Ember Drain. Okay. Let's accept Ember Drain. So, Perils of Production, we're going to put that on you. And then the Crypt Builder could just kill this front one, which would be kind of nice. It could deal 60 damage to the boss, which would be not very important. Play it at the bottom. And then I want a Train Steward to die at some point. We don't have space for the Train Steward at the top, so we can't have it die to the boss. So I guess we put it in the center and have it die. And then Perils of Production on you. We're killing both of those. Wonderful. So now our minions are in the correct order at the top. We just have to hope that they don't get reordered again, which they probably will, now that I think about it. We have a Rebel Morsel. Rebel Morsel. Well, we have a Rebel Morsel. We'll play it At the bottom, dealing 10 damage to each of you is not that important. So let's play it at the top. Barrels of production on it, of course. The Guard of the Unnamed. If we put it in front, it dies. It doesn't because of the armor. We kind of don't want it to be here. It's better than a Train Steward in the center, though. Basically, the Guard of the Unnamed is here only because we want to sacrifice it to that one. And we haven't had the ability to do that yet. Energy Siphon on the boss. We can play Immortal Trade anytime now. Who do we want to have lifesteal? I sort of want it on the Shark, because the Shark is going to get bigger than the Penumbra. Sure, let's put it on the Shark. Okay. Our morsel is a morsel jeweler. We can put that anywhere. I'll put it at the bottom so that we kill that back one. We can Perils of Production on it, or we can start Perils of Production on anything. Because we get a fair amount every turn, don't we? Also, this does 6 damage, so it could kill this one and give the Ember back. It's kind of meaningless because the Shadow Eater is killing it. Alright, it's meaningless. We can sacrifice our morsel. Sacrifice the morsel. So more lifesteal on the top one I think is good for the eventual boss battle. And then I guess you get these two then. Great. And then Perils of Production on something. It could go at the bottom so that we deal more damage to the front one. We are not doing very well against you. What if we do it in the center, which will save our Guard of the Unnamed and do a fair amount more damage here? We want the Guard of the Unnamed to be in the back, which is going to happen because of Talos the Architect. So we're going to do this here, so that we do more damage to you. And I want to do more damage to you because I want to kill you with the Shark at the top. So take that, and that. Okay. We made some decisions. They were interesting. Now then, we're not killing the ones at the top right now. That's the main problem. We have an Ice Tornado that we can play. And we've got a Morsel Excavator, which is excellent. It's going to put the Shark in the back this turn, because you came back to the top. Which is unfortunate, but we can't stop that from happening. So, Morsel Excavator. Let's make you very big. Very strong, at least. I guess it's not very big, in some senses. And then we play Ice Tornado, and we hope to get the Mollusk Mage from Prism Retrieval? I guess? Ice Tornado at the top. Ooh, it didn't hit Talos the Architect at all, which means she still has the spell weakness. Alright, Prism Retrieval we can play at the top, so that gets you more armor. Oh, we did get the Mollusk Mage. How nice. Let's put the Mollusk Mage at the bottom. And then give you some Frostbite. Okay. I think that the main problem that we have is we just don't deal enough damage while the enemy minions are going up the train. We do plenty when it's just the boss. But, you know, these guys never get super strong. I want the Antumbra Morsel to be here. And then we want to do Perils of Production. And then what we really want is Spike of the Stygian on the boss, and then play Foregone Power, and it discards Guardian's Amulet. That's what we really want. So, let's hope. We missed. Guardian's Amulet is still here. Alright, we're still doing 368 damage to the boss this turn, which is pretty nice. And the boss still has 16 Frostbite. Interesting. We actually ran out of Ember Drain. I did not expect that to happen so quickly. So, I want to do the offering token here first, I think. Oh, we got Furnace Tap. Alright. Don't think we need the Crucible extension anymore. Now what we can do is do the Rubble Morsel at the top, Heralds of Production on it, Furnace Tap at the top, and I guess we're doing it on you. I've learned from a previous run that putting Multi-Strike on the same unit that you have Lifesteal is actually kind of bad. But still, you know, I think we're doing fine. Alright, and then we win at the top pretty quickly, I think. We do. We just don't have many spells that deal damage, do we? It'd be nice to have more spells that deal damage in the deck, I think. Because we have a fair amount of spell weakness and spell power stuff in the deck. I always like Deep Offering, but this might not be the deck for it. Shroud Mitosis is kind of nice, especially since we're always getting a morsel. Yeah. Let's take that. Oh, Incant Rage 2. So I'm thinking about something that we would sacrifice to my Shadow Eater, by the way. Because that's kind of the next thing to think about, is what do we sacrifice to the Shadow Eater? And the Morsel Master is kind of an excellent choice. Yeah, let's take the Morsel Master. So our plan is to sacrifice the Morsel Master to the Shadow Eater, and the Shark to the Shark. So Feld's Remorse doesn't do a lot for us. Herzl's Compound kind of does a lot more. Let's take Herzl's Compound. Herzl's Compound gets us our 4 cards that give us Ember more often. I don't think we need another unit, so I don't want to go right for that. I would like a free artifact, but removals would be also quite nice. We can duplicate. Not exactly sure what I want to duplicate, honestly. Let's go to the left. So, mostly I want to remove the Foregone Powers. Probably. I don't mind the Shade Splitters. I do mind the Foregone Powers. They're pretty bad. Let's remove 2 of those. Actually, what am I doing? There's Train Stewards in the deck. Well, I don't mind removing one of those, but I should really remove the Train Stewards first. The champion is going to get Architect 2, I think. We could get Monstrous now. It's interesting because it does make up for the space that it takes up, because we put Architect on it. But I think I'd rather do more Architect, because I want to put my Super Mollusk Mage at the top with my Shark and my Penumbra and some morsels, which is a lot to hope for. So having more space is important. What are we duplicating? What are we duplicating? Could duplicate the making of a morsel. We could duplicate the perils of production? That has a keepstone on it? Oh man, do I want to do that? I do, and after doing this, I really want to remove more cards from my deck. Oh my gosh, I've got 5 Perils of Productions in the deck. What in the world am I doing? Okay. Aggressive amulets are kind of bad for us because we can't take out units directly, but I think we still turn it on. We don't have spells that deal damage, so all of this extra attack is going to go on my units. Well, we got an Ice Tornado first turn, which is interesting. We got way too many things on the first turn. We can't play all of these things. At least the Ice Tornado is permafrost, so we don't have to play it this turn. It just means that we can't play Foregone Power. Okay, well, the Rebel Morsel goes first. And then we play the Penumbra. And then we play Guard of the Unnamed. And now we can fit a Mollusk Mage up here. And the Mollusk Mage up here will make all of our spells that we play at the top better. I like that. The Morsel Master, I want to be at the bottom, but we can't really do that. So it's just not going to be here, I think. The other option is that we play the Morsel Master at the top instead of the Mollusk Mage. So every time we play a morsel, we get doubles at the top. Which one of those is better? Very hard to say. We could put the Mollusk Mage in the center. It probably dies. Okay, you know what? I'm changing my mind. Morsel Master at the top, Mollusk Mage in the center. We play the Ice Tornado next turn where the Mollusk Mage is. Okay, we're playing the Ice Tornado, right? It does mean that we can't play our Shadow Eater if we play the Ice Tornado, which is annoying. It's annoying, but is it bad? We kind of want the Shadow Eater to be at the bottom so that it takes care of this stuff, but the Ice Tornado is supposed to take care of the first one. And we get the Collector. Okay, you know what? The Collector being there makes me want to do the Ice Tornado plan. Shadow Eater will probably never draw again. That hurts. That means we have to take care of everything at the top. Okay, that's the new plan. Maybe not a good plan. Ice Tornado in the center. Oh, it didn't kill that one? How sad. So our Mollusk Mage still dies. Ooh. That's unfortunate. I guess we could play Prism Retrieval, because it'll probably get a Train Steward, right? It did. And then we could put a Train Steward and a Rebel Morsel in the center. And then the Mollusk Mage survives. I don't know if the Mollusk Mage was worth saving that much, but, you know, maybe. And then, hopefully 2 Foregone Powers. See, the other thing that we have in our deck is a Shark to play in the center, to keep the Mollusk Mage alive, maybe. There's our Shark. There's a Mind Collapse. The Mind Collapse can kill this one with only 1. That's kind of nice. So we're playing a Shark in the center. Yeah, let's play a Shark in the center. Start there. We're playing a Train Steward at the bottom because we just want the Train Steward to die. And then we play We play an offering token. In the center? Because you get armor 6? I mean, we could play it at the top because he still dies even if we play it at the top. Let's work on our top a little bit more. Okay, what are we discarding? Probably Urchin Spines because it does so little in the deck that we have. Yeah, alright. And then we can play a Shade Splitter. Let's play it here. And then we can play our Mind Collapse to kill you. Now then. Which one do we want at the top? I kind of want both of them at the top, and we don't get to make that choice. Let's put the Umbra or the Magma Morsel at the top, I mean. And then the Umbra Morsel goes here and gets Perils of Production. Okay. How is this one going? I think this battle is not going great. We just have too many minions in the deck that we haven't sacrificed yet. The Spike of the Stygian, you know? We could play the Spike of the Stygian at the bottom, and it would do pretty well at the bottom. Let's do our 2 Shade Splitters first. 2 Shade Splitters. We got Morsel Jewelers and a Rebel Morsel. I think we most want the Rebel Morsel at the top. We don't care about the damage shield as much at the top. So we're going to put a damage shield in the center. And then the center is the one where we want to play the Perils of Production the most. So we will. Do a little bit more damage to that front one. Don't know how we're going to kill this guy. Yeah, that's currently a problem. He's going to deal a lot of damage to my Pyre if I don't do something about that. And then let's play a Spike of the Stygian at the... Actually, we could give you 35 Frostbite. Alright. And Sap 7. Okay, you know, that might actually work. Now then, do we have something to deal with the center? This guy in the center. We've got another Spike of the Stygian. It's something. We definitely want to play Furnace Tap on my champion. That's something that we're doing this turn. And I guess we're playing another Rebel Morsel at the top. Well, let's play Shade Splitter first, so that we know what we're doing. Shade Splitter, we are playing a Rebel Morsel at the top, alright. Turns out that's what we're doing. If we play Perils of Production on that Rebel Morsel, then it will die from the spikes, so we don't want that. We want this one to get the Perils of Production. Is it worth playing in the center? Well, we're going to play Guardian's Amulet with a Foregone Power. There's a lot of things that we're doing. Let's do the Furnace Tap first on our champion and see what's happening after we do that. You've got Sap 6, and your normal attack is 12, so you're going to deal a little bit to the Pyre as it currently stands. We could change that by giving you even more Sap and Frostbite. It's an option. Sap 2 to enemy units here doesn't do all that much. Sap 2 at the top does more. So I think we play the Spike of the Stygian in the center after playing the Rebel Morsel. So Rebel Morsel, we play a Perils of Production here. We play Spike of the Stygian here, so that you die from Frostbite. Our Guard of the Unnamed survives now. And then the Foregone Power Guardian's Amulet go at the top. So you have even more sap, which means you don't hit the pyre as much, basically. Oh, right. He didn't hit the pyre at all because he had so much frostbite. Right. Okay. More space at the top doesn't do anything for me, so we're going to put space in the center. So let's start there. And then we've got both of our perils of production, so we can get lots of ember every single turn. Let's do this. Let's do perils of production twice at the top. Yes, that is the way, even though it does add armor to you. That armor doesn't really matter. And then we can play a spell weakness. Oh man, if we had this crypt builder next turn, the mollusk mage would make it so much better. Oh well. We don't have it. So we can do a spell weakness on the boss, and then crypt builder, push the boss to the back, and then flash freeze one of these so that it dies. Okay. We've got 3 perils of production in our hand, so we've got more ember than we could possibly spend. What we don't have is something to do with that ember. Yeah, we don't have something to do with that ember. I think we want to do the rage on our champion at this point. So champion, you're getting all the rage. Let's get the shade splitter, see what morsel we're putting up here. I guess a morsel jeweler is better than an ant umber morsel, so let's do that. Let's do all of the rage on the champion. Let's do lifesteal on the shark. Ant umber morsel goes here. The train steward doesn't go anywhere. Alright. Alright. I think we are all ready for the boss. The only problem with this boss is that my champion does hurt itself a lot attacking the boss, but that didn't actually do much. So click end turn and win. Ooh, blazing bolts. All right, I really want to find out what blazing bolts does. And this seems like a pretty good run to do it in, because we can take blazing bolts, and then if we like it, we can duplicate it at a shop. Ember Cache is always good in this type of run too, but I think we take blazing bolts, try to figure out what it does. And I think we don't take these. Yeah, skip those. Okay. On the left, we could get a Merchant of Trinkets, which could be amazing. It really could be. On the right, there's a Merchant of Steel, which we do want. We do want a Merchant of Steel. Granted. And we want the removals. It's just the Merchant of Trinkets. We should go Merchant of Steel. Alright. So, let's remove Train Stewards. They're definitely the worst in the deck, even worse than the Foregone Powers. Take the Pyre health. Peek in these two. Value Stone. It's kind of exactly what I want to see when I took Blazing Bolts. So, we're probably putting that on Blazing Bolts, right? The only problem with this is that it adds the stronger version to the discard, and we just have way too many cards in our deck to make the most use of that. What about the Seek Stone? Seek Stone could go on Crucible Extension. Oh, actually, Seek Stone should go on the Perils of Production. Oh, right. It really should. Okay, I think we're going to do all of the things here, which is a crazy thing to do. Speed Stone. Why would we want a Speed Stone? I have to ask. I don't think we want one. We don't want a Speed Stone. We're very happy to take a Heart Stone and put it on this Mollusk Mage. And then I'm not sure that we care about a Shield Stone that much either. We have one in the Shadow Eater, but having two in the Shadow Eater is kind of pointless. So let's re-roll. Another large stone? Oh my. You know I'm gonna do it, right? It takes 4 space, but it's so large. Oh. It's probably really dumb to do that. Let's do it. Alright, now we need even more space at the top. Which, to be fair, we do get. Heartstone could go in Shadow Eater or Mollusk Mage pretty helpfully. The Strength Stone... I mean, Strength Stone could go in Shadow Eater, or we could just not do it. I think we take the Heartstone. I just don't know which one we wanted in more. The Mollusk Mage, we want to survive, so we kind of want Heartstones in it. The Shadow Eater just benefits a fair amount from a Heartstone. Let's do the Mollusk Mage again. Okay. Let's go crazy. So the first engage pack is going to be the Guard of the Unnamed. This shark gets sacrificed to my other shark. So now you gain ridiculous amounts of armor. Value Stone we're going to put in Blazing Bolts so that we see what Blazing Bolts does. And then Seek Stone we're going to put in one of the Perils of Productions that have holdover. Okay, now we've done crazy things. I think I know that we've got a card duplicator, which in theory is a great thing to do, but I think we really need to purge cards from this deck. So let's spend some money purging. And I want another Foregone Power gone. Okay. And then I don't think we want the Strength Stone, even though it's exactly the amount of money that we have. Alright, so we're sacrificing again there, and we're going to the Unstable Vortex, because we want to remove more cards. So that's the plan. The Self-Made Harpy is annoying. Spell Shield 2 is kind of annoying. We don't have many spells that deal damage, but the few that we do would really like it for our enemies not to have Spell Shield 2. And the Sycophants having Spell Shield 2 is kind of annoying. On one hand, it affects our deck so little that I want to turn it on. On the other hand, it does make some cards just completely pointless. So, having trouble deciding whether to turn it on. Let's not turn it on. We're also at threat level high, so that's another reason to not turn something on. Now then, we got Furnace Tap on the first turn. We definitely want the Crucible Extension at the top. I think we're playing the Shadow Eater at the bottom with the Morsel. So let's just go crazy at the beginning. So Shadow Eater at the bottom. You get the Morsel. we get... Actually, if we're gonna have tons of Ember Drain on my Penumbra, might as well have the Penumbra get the Rage. Oh boy. Alright, we're going crazy first turn. You get Ember Drain. You get Ember Drain some more. You get more space at the top. You get Multi-Strike and even more Ember Drain. Alright, we've already got 7 Ember Drain. So we get no Ember every turn, but we do have a Perils of Production that we can play every turn. So the Morsel Master we want at the bottom, I think, this time. Yeah, we want the Morsel Master at the bottom. The making of a morsel we're going to put on our champion. So let's put that up here first. We're going to do Perils of Production on our champion. We are going to cannibalize the Rebel Morsel because it literally does nothing for us with all the Ember Drain that we have. So let's... Oh man, we can't play it and then... Yeah, okay. Let's just play the Rebel Morsel, cannibalize it, and then figure out what we're doing at the bottom. So most likely we want the Umbra Morsel at the bottom. So Morsel Master goes in back, Umbra Morsel goes here, gets doubled. That means that both of you die, which is very nice. We didn't kill the Collector because we didn't play Ice Tornado, that's fine. And then we play 2 more of these. We're taking a while to set up. I don't like how long it takes us to set up. Alright, we care not about Ember Drain, because we just have so much of it. So, Perils of Production goes here. Now we can play our Shark. Our Mind Collapse does 6 damage on 2. It does damage on 1 though, enough to kill the back one down there. So let's play a Shade Splitter where the Shark is, so that we get some armor. And then let's play the Mind Collapse here to kill you. That saves you some health, which is not a bad thing. I wonder if we play Foregone Power, because the Ice Tornado is going to be unplayable for maybe a while. And our Penumbra is taking care of these things that are going up okay. This one is going to be hard, though, if we discard the Ice Tornado. So maybe we don't discard the Ice Tornado. I want the Umbra Morsel on you. So the Rebel Morsel is going at the bottom. Do we play Foregone Power? I think we don't. So I guess we're playing Spike of the Stygian on you, so that you've got Frostbite. We've got the Ice Tornado because we might want to use it to deal with those two. We still have not drawn our Mollusk Mage. We do have a ton of things in the deck, so to be fair, we don't get to draw what we want when we want it. Shade Splitter we are definitely playing. And I think we Shroud Mitosis that, which means you're getting a Rebel Morsel. We are playing the Umbra Morsel up here. We're playing the Shroud Mitosis on it. And then Foregone Power and Flash Freeze. I don't think we play the Foregone Power. So the Flash Freeze could kill you so that you don't deal the 9 damage. Or we could just do some more Frostbite to somebody. Because we've got an Ice Tornado to try to deal with this one, I think that we play the Frostbite on you. Okay, and then we don't play the Foregone Powers. This is why we want the Foregone Powers out. It's because we don't want to play them a lot of the time. Or they do nothing because we're already killing the front unit. There's our Mollusk Mage. Great. Okay, Perils of Production on our champion. You are already being taken care of, which is wonderful, but we do want to play the Mollusk Mage up here. So let's play the Mollusk Mage after playing... Actually, why do I care about playing after? We've got Ember Drain 11. Who cares? Who cares if we get even more Ember Drain, right? And do we want the Mollusk Mage in the back or in the center? I guess in the center, for the boss part of the battle. And then Perils of Production again. Now we can play Ice Tornado. Up here because this is where the Mollusk Mage is. Okay. And then we can play another Shade Splitter up here so that the shark gets ridiculous amounts of armor. And then we can put a morsel up here and a morsel at the bottom. I think we most want the damage shield at the top. So let's put a rubble morsel here. We will keep the other rubble morsel in the deck because we don't want you to add armor because we put a rubble morsel out. And I guess we do Urchin Spines here. Alright, I feel good about this one. This one's going well. It took us a while to set up, but once we set up, I think we were doing well. We got Blazing Bolts for the first time. Alright. It does 50 damage to the front enemy unit at the top. And it does 30 at the bottom. We care a lot more about it hitting the bottom. So, Perils of Production, Perils of Production. We have a lot of Ember, which means we can play Prism Retrieval. Do we even have something to get with it? We've got one. Is it a... Oh, it's a Rubble Morsel. We could get the Rubble Morsel with Prism Retrieval. Fine. You know? We will do that thing. It's just going to be a very strange thing to do. Let's play the Blazing Bolt on you. And then let's look at what the second Blazing Bolt does. To a random enemy 2 times. Ooh, that's better than the front enemy once. Nice. And it still adds a better unit, or a better card to the deck. Okay, Giant Rubble Morsel. Giant Rubble Morsel, go. And then let's put... guess the Morsel Jeweler at the top. And then we play the Rubble Morsel in the center because we don't want it. And then the Foregone Power to add some Frostbite to you. Okay. I think we easily beat the boss, but I'm not sure. I think we easily beat the boss. Okay, we've got a Crypt Builder and an Offering Token. Those are nice together. Perils of Production, Perils of Production. Let's give you some Lifesteal. Lifesteal 4 when you've got 110 armor. I mean, it probably does something. Probably doesn't do a lot. And then we play Offering Token right here. Discard the Crypt Builder. We got another Perils of Production. Well then, you know, we're gonna play Spike of the Stygian on the boss for a lot. 45 Frostbite. And the sap works so well with the multi-strike boss. Because the morsel's there, it took all the Frostbite on that floor. Alright, and then we're easily winning, but we're going to play Perils of Production a couple more times. And an Ice Tornado. Alright. Nice. So I like the deck that we end up with. Let's just getting there, I guess. That's the hard part. Do we want Grovel? It's not bad. We don't need more morsels, though. We get plenty of morsels just from Abandoned Umbra and from the morsel cards that are already in our deck. The damage shield 1 to a single unit is not amazing. What about Haven? Haven, I don't know. Haven kind of goes against the Architect version of our Penumbra a little bit. The only reason to have Haven is because would we want it for the Last Divinity? I think we just set up in the center in the Last Divinity fight. Ooh, Frenzied Swarm. Ooh, I think Frenzied Swarm is pretty good in this deck. Okay. I like Frenzied Swarm. So we want to go here because we want to remove more cards. Also, a free artifact is good. Merchant of Steel is whatever. Let's remove some cards. Remove a... Oh, we've removed all the Train Stewards. How nice. Let's remove more Foregone Powers. I think they're getting much, much worse. Alright. Let's peek in the Divine Temple. Another Value Stone. Could put it on Crucible Extension. We are going to do the Engage Pact. Merchant of Steel, I see another large stone, but we can't afford it. The Rune Stone is really nice with Founding Seal, though. So we might take a Rune Stone. I think Winged Indulgence is just a lot better than Rationing Scales for us. Yeah, Winged Indulgence. So, what are we doing? Let's start with what we know we're doing. We're going to Engage Pact, sacrifice the Morsel Master to the Shadow Eater. That basically means we don't have to draw and play the Morsel Master. We can't get the large stone. It's very helpful to get a Rune Stone. And there's only one thing to put it on. Okay. It's better than Damage Shield 2, definitely. Or Damage Shield 3. Sure. Okay. The Shield Stone we can't put on anything. These are the minions in our deck, and that's what they will remain. Those are the minions. So there's no value in going to a Merchant of Steel anymore. We still like Merchants of Magic. We mostly like removing cards at this point. Do we take the Value Stone? The Seek Stone... Seek Stone could give us Blazing Bolts if we cared. We already have one Pearls of Production with a Seek Stone in it, with Holdover. I don't know if I want to. The Prism Retrieval isn't terrible as a Seek Stone, but it's also kind of not amazing. Yeah, let's ignore the Seek Stone. The Value Stone could do Crucible Extension. Could do Furnace Tap. If we had an Eternal Stone and we put it on Furnace Tap, I would definitely take the Value Stone and put it on Furnace Tap as well. I would love to have multiple Furnace Taps that we play, which, I mean, we can duplicate cards, so we might duplicate Furnace Tap a bunch. Maybe we put the Value Stone on Ice Tornado. Actually, that's probably the best. Okay. We're having trouble playing our Ice Tornado, so that will solve that problem. Bell the Wings of Light. Scouring Crest. I hate that one. I hate that one a lot. Alright. Well, give it to me, I guess. The Ultimate Penance. Ick. we have basically the start that we want. We could discard the ultimate penance. I might do that. Okay, if we have the start that we want, and we're going to give ourselves Ember Drain on our Penumbra, then we don't really care about playing the Morsel first. So we play the Penumbra first. Penumbra gets played first. Guard of the Unnamed gets played next. And then we play Offering Token and think about what we're doing. Ooh, the Morsel Maker. Okay, so we probably want to play the Morsel Maker at the bottom and give it the morsel. The thing is, we could actually play the Ultimate Penance with the cards that we have in our hand. We get enough Ember, it's just that I want to play the rest of the cards in my hand. So we're actually going to discard the Ultimate Penance, even though I could play it and get rid of it. Okay, so the Shadow Eater goes at the bottom. The Morsel Jeweler goes at the bottom. And then the Perils of Production goes here. And then we Shroud Mitosis, the Morsel Jeweler. So we're just going to have tons and tons of damage shield for some reason. But it does prevent us from getting another Scourge card in our deck, which is great. And we get a morsel every turn, so what we can do every turn is play a morsel down here, which is going to do 20 damage to everything down here. That's perfect. Okay. Perfect. Now, what are we doing at the top? Perils of Production, Perils of Production. Might as well play the Ice Tornado to hit the Spell Shield. Yeah, I think that's valuable. Play the Ice Tornado, hit the Spell Shield. Play Energy Siphon on the boss for some time. And then Foregone Power at the top does nothing, so let's do it at the bottom so that this dies a little bit faster. Not that that matters much. Okay, Ultimate Penance we don't like. We're gonna have to play that one this time. We only have one Perils of Production. So we play the one. And then we're going to play the Ultimate Penance, so let's play it so that we don't spend the Ember another way. We play the Morsel Jeweler at the bottom. That kills those at the bottom. We could play Cannibalize, or we could play our Mollusk Mage. The thing is, the Mollusk Mage doesn't really fit at the top anymore, because we put another large stone in you. So what are we doing with the Mollusk Mage anyway? I mean, we could have put it at the bottom, I guess. Guess we could have put it at the bottom. Let's Cannibalize. And get 3 more morsels. And decide which ones we want where. Because you've got so much damage shield, we're just going to give you more damage shield. We'll give the Life and the Morsel Miner... We can't give both at the top. Morsel Miner goes at the top. Umbra Morsel goes in the center for no reason, basically. Alright, I like that we're destroying the things at the bottom pretty easily, every single turn. It does mean that we're not playing morsels at the top, which is annoying, but I still like it. We have 2 Perils of Production this turn, so we have more Ember than we've gotten previous turns. Guess we play Urchin Spines here, so that it hits the boss. Furnace Tap goes on our champion. Rubble Morsel goes at the bottom. And then, do we play Guardian's Amulet or just Prism Retrieval? Prism Retrieval gets one thing. Oh, it gets the Mollusk Mage, which I totally should have gotten before I played my Rubble Morsel at the bottom. Well, that was dumb. Okay, in that case, we're playing the Guardian's Amulet and not the Prism Retrieval. That's 2 turns that I could have played the Mollusk Mage at the bottom before I played a Morsel at the bottom, and I didn't. Okay, let's play our Perils of Production. Perils of Production. We've got a Crypt Builder. We could use that to kill this. We're going to play the Ultimate Penance. We're going to play... There's kind of no reason to play Flash Freeze, it just saves 1 damage shield. We could play it on the boss, I guess. Playing it on the boss is not bad. Takes out a spell shield and puts Frostbite on. I like that. Okay, let's play the Rubble Morsel at the bottom. Let's play Flash Freeze on the boss. And let's play the Crypt Builder, probably. What's the point in playing the Crypt Builder? I mean, it hits you for 60, but that's it? Maybe we play 2 Shade Splitters. No, let's play the Crypt Builder. Let's deal more damage to the boss this turn. Alright, 2 Spikes of the Stygian. I mean, there's no reason to have 2 of them in the same hand. We've got 3 Perils of Production along with a Spike of the Stygian, which is kind of crazy. So, Perils of Production. Perils of Production. Perils of Production. Immortal Trade. The Lifesteal 4 on you still seems like it does nothing. But you're the only one that Lifesteal might do something on, so let's put it on you. The Morsel Excavator goes at the bottom, as it usually does. And then let's play Spike of the Stygian on the boss. Give the boss 45 Frostbite. I like that. Okay, I'm kind of worried about the next set of units. I don't know if my champion takes them both out. It doesn't. Currently... Oh, but we do have Blazing Bolts, which probably helps. Alright. Glad we've got Blazing Bolts that probably helps. So we probably play Blazing Bolts first, right? It kind of helped. It also kind of didn't help, unfortunately. Well, that's annoying. You're going to deal 5 damage to my Pyre, as it currently stands. If we could kill you with these 2 hits, and currently what's happening is you're doing 157. So actually, if we got the right morsel, we could kill you. If we got one of the morsels that has attack with the Shade Splitter. So let's hope. We did not get it. Okay, 5 damage to the Pyre. 5 damage to the Pyre isn't so bad, but it's annoying, certainly. The Morsel Miner's going up here. The Frenzied Swarm does so little, honestly. Let's put the Morsel Jeweler here, let's play the Rubble Morsel here. And then Frenzied Swarm. Dazed 1 doesn't do anything this turn except... doesn't do anything at the bottom. It does one thing at the top. It gives us more armor and saves some of our armor. Yeah, I wish my champion could deal with units more. How do we make our champion deal with units more? I don't know. It gets lots of attack, but it only has ×2, so it can only potentially kill 2 units. The Crucible extension is finally here. We want that at the top so that we could put our Mollusk Mage up here. I guess we're not using the Mind Collapse for anything in particular, so let's play everything else too. The Rebel Morsel is going to be the one that we cannibalize. And then we're doing 246 at the bottom. I'm sure that's all Frostbite. Let's do the Morsel Miner up here, and let's do an Umbra Morsel up here. So what are we doing at the bottom? I guess we do Magma Morsel at the bottom, so that we deal a little bit more damage. And the Mind Collapse takes out one of the spell shields. We're almost down to 0 spell shield. Almost. Well, this one went just fine. We took 5 damage on the Pyre. But that 5 damage on the Pyre worries me for the future, honestly. It is the most worrying 5 damage we've taken. Okay, we're going to play Offering Token and figure out what we're going to discard. Hey, we got the Mollusk Mage. We could play that at the top. Let's discard a Rebel Morsel. It's the least important morsel of the ones that we have. So we'll play a Mollusk Mage and a Morsel Jeweler. For a second I thought, oh no, if I play the Mollusk Mage first, I'll get Ember Drain 1. Kind of meaningless, isn't it? Okay, we did get a Spike of the Stygian, which is cool. So Perils of Production, Perils of Production, Perils of Production, Ice Tornado, Spike of the Stygian, bam. Alright, and a Rebel Morsel to tap it all off. Okay, 5 damage. 5 damage was very worrying. Gifts for a guard. I want to master it, so I want to take it, but it doesn't really work in our deck at all. It basically makes our deck worse. I think we skip all of these. Okay. Drawing an extra 1 every turn is still very nice. The Light of Seraph I really have to consider, because we're going to get another +1 from our champion. But is that enough? Because we're going to have to set up in the center for the Last Divinity fight, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we can't go at the top because the sweep would kill my champion way too fast. So if we're setting up in the center in the Last Divinity fight, do we need Light of Seraph? I think the answer might be yes. But I don't want it to be yes. I want to take Herzl's Compound, because taking Herzl's Compound draws cards every turn. The main thing is the Crucible extension. We need to draw that Crucible extension early enough. I think if we take Herzl's Compound, we can still make the middle work. So I'm taking Herzl's Compound because it's really good to draw more cards every turn. And then we've got to remove cards, so we have to go to the right. This one's really easy because we're just upgrading our champion with Architect 3. I actually don't know if I want Divine Boons. I actually might want Divine Boons this time. I certainly want to get up to 150 pack shards, and I don't know if we're going to do that in this Divine Temple. Although, duplicating cards really does help with that. Let's think about it, but let's take an artifact first. Units get an extra upgrade slot. Alright, we need to actually look at our map. So the next time, if we go to the right, there's the Unstable Vortex, which we really want to go to. Which means if we go to the right, we visit another Merchant of Steel, which means that we could make use of Firestone housing. Let's take it. Alright. That also makes me want to click Divine Boons, but I don't think I will. Let's choose what we're removing first. Removing Foregone Power is good. And then what? The Energy Siphon is actually pretty bad. But is it worse than a Shade Splitter? I don't think it's worse than a Shade Splitter. And then duplicate. The thing that I most want to duplicate, honestly, is Furnace Tap, so that we get more multi-strike on my champion. So let's duplicate Furnace Tap. Okay, to the next one. Market of Invasion isn't so bad. Yeah, that's not so bad. Let's turn it on. Get 400 more gold. Okay, we even got our Guard of the Unnamed on turn 1, which is great. So, Guard of the Unnamed goes at the top. We have to play Penumbra first because it makes space. So, Penumbra first, then Guard of the Unnamed, then Heralds of Production on my Penumbra. And we probably end with a Spike of the Stygian on something, on probably one of these two, just to kill them off. And we let this one go to the top. I don't mind letting one of these go to the top. So, Heralds of Production on my champion. They are going to do damage to the Pyre. They're going to do 9 damage to the Pyre, which, you know, 500 gold is definitely worth that. So, Antumbra Morsel goes here. We've got an Energy Siphon and a Spike of the Stygian. The Spike of the Stygian does 55 Frostbite, so I think we have to do it on you. And then Energy Siphon, it really doesn't matter. Let's use it to just give myself more armor then. Okay, 9 damage on the Pyre. We might take 18 more because we turned on the Trial. The Crucible extension is here. Wonderful. I like that Crucible extension. We have a Crypt Builder, which could save us a little bit. We have the Shadow Eater, which I want to put at the bottom. But is it better to put it in the center? If we put it in the center, does it die this turn? I think that it doesn't, but it's hard to tell. Let's see here. When you guys die, you do 10 damage, and you do 5 damage. So if I put him in the center and he does 20 damage across, then he's going to take 25 damage and heal 20. So he's going to take 5 more damage than what's here, which is... what is that, 42? So you would take 47 damage? Ouch. Do we put him in the center? He's pretty nice in the center because the 3 space is not a problem because he's got the Morsel Master. So I am definitely considering it. Let's put him in the center. He also has damage shield 3. Forgot about that. So the Rebel Morsel is going here. We are going to do Perils of Production on my champion. We are going to do Crucible Extension at the top. Where do we put Immortal Trade? I mean, we could put it on the champion because the champion might actually take some damage from a sweep unit or something with spikes or something. I don't know. Immortal Trade seems like it goes really well on this deck, and also seems like it has done almost nothing. Alright, let's save 9 damage on the Pyre with a Crypt Builder. So we're taking another 9 damage on the Pyre. We also did not kill the Collector, which was annoying. If the Collector went to the center, we would have destroyed him. Okay, the Shadow Eater surviving this turn is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. If we put the morsels in front, then you survive. Put the morsels in front. So, Heralds of Production. Heralds of Production. Get your multi-strike. There we go. Multi-strike 2 on the champion. We even get a Shade Splitter, and we get to... If we duplicate these morsels, then you 2 die, which is really nice. So let's do that. And our guy heals up a bit. And then Shade Splitter, another Rebel Morsel. All the Rebel Morsels, it seems. They are the most common, but still, it's annoying. Alright, and my guy mostly heals up and then gets hit again, which is annoying. The order of that is annoying. The Shadow Eater might die in this battle. I don't like that, but the Shadow Eater might die. I think we should do Urchin Spines... The Shadow Eater is dying in the center already, and killing this one actually does more damage than not killing it. Let's play a Shade Splitter and figure out what we're going to do. The Morsel Jeweler. If we put Morsel Jewelers in front of the Shadow Eater, does it survive? It does. But it doesn't eat anything, which is annoying. I think we still Flash Freeze you, right? No, my champion can kill all 3 of these, right? Not quite. Okay, let's Flash Freeze you. And then play the Morsel... I guess the Rebel Morsel is better. Play here. And then the Morsel Jeweler goes here. The Perils of Production goes there. And then Urchin Spines, we're going to do that at the bottom just in case. Just in case it helps with those. And then I think the Shadow Eater might die. And I think my attempting to save the Shadow Eater is going to cost me perhaps some health. So I need to be careful to not have that cost me health if I can. Perils of Production, Perils of Production. The Blazing Bolts is quite nice. And we do have lots of morsels this time because of Cannibalize. The Mollusk Mage can go at the top. And then you're dying very easily here. If we play a Rebel Morsel in front, let's play a Rebel Morsel in front, and then Blazing Bolts. Ooh, a random enemy 4 times? Wait a minute. This gets upgraded every battle? Okay, so I have to tell you that I misunderstood Blazing Bolts. I thought Blazing Bolts got reset to the lowest level after every battle. It doesn't. You upgrade it over time, and once you get to the top level, it's always that thing. That's so cool. So, if we kill all 3 of those, then you survive. If we instead kill those, it might be good too. I mean, I should really think about whether we're going to kill them at the top if we don't play the Blazing Bolts right now. And we don't, so let's play Blazing Bolts right now in the center. Okay. That actually went really well, even though you have 60 armor now. Now we play the Shade Splitter. And then what we do is we play Umbra Morsel in the center. Actually, we played at the top because of the Cannibalize gives us some armor. Alright, let's do that. And then we've got 3 morsels. Putting the morsels behind gives 6 health, putting them in front gives 19 health. So we put them in front. And then we can play these 2 morsels up here because we've got the space. And then Spike of the Stygian. Let's kill you with it, right? It's going to be 10 Frostbite, which is not quite enough to kill you. It kills you before you get to the top. I think the Shadow Eater is going to have a potential death again next turn. And the only thing that saves it is if we draw our Ice Tornado, which we have a very high chance of drawing. But we didn't, even though we had a very high chance. So the Prism Retrieval is worthless. The Mind Collapse can kill this one. That might save it. Alright, so let's do a Perils of Production. And then let's do... Actually, we should probably do the... hard choices. Let's do the Offering Token next. At the top. Kind of Making of a Morsel. I guess we don't need the Frenzied Swarm. The Frenzied Swarm actually helps in the center. Let's keep the Frenzied Swarm. Let's get rid of a Mind Collapse, I guess. Because we don't need it in the center if we've got Frenzied Swarm. Okay. Discard the Mind Collapse. I'm going to play the Shade Splitter here and the Prism Retrieval here before we play this other Perils of Production so that we don't have to discard the Prism Retrieval with the Frenzied Swarm. So, Perils of Production, Making of a Morsel, and then decide where the morsels go. You don't really need attack or anything, so you're going to get the Rubble Morsel. And then the other 2 morsels go up here, and then we play Frenzied Swarm to daze those, so that you kill most of them with your eating, with your gorging. Okay, I think we take out the boss pretty easily. I mean, we're adding so much armor every single turn to the Guard of the Unnamed, by the way. And we got our Crucible Extension again, which allows us to play even more morsels at the top if we want. Okay, we didn't get to play Guardian's Amulet because I played all the morsels. We can play Ice Tornado this turn to try to kill them before they make it to the center, but I don't think I care if they make it to the center. I want the Ice Tornado for the top with the Mollusk Mage. So let's just play our morsels. Okay, perils of production. Perils of production every single turn. It's very nice. We can duplicate some morsels, which is kind of cool. You have trample, which means even putting the morsels in front means that you die. That's annoying. Let's play another Shade Splitter to see what morsels we have to work with. Ooh, we have a Morsel Jeweler. So we could play the Morsel Jeweler in the center and Shroud Mitosis it. And that will make you survive once, which means you kill both of those. I like that. You don't get to do the thing that I said you would get to do. How unfortunate. We could play the Ice Tornado. We're going to play these two up here. Let's do that. We've got an Ice Tornado and a Crypt Builder. Crypt Builder kills the front one, which is fine. Crypt Builder kills the front one. Can't save the Crypt Builder for next turn. And then you die, everything dies here, and then we win at the top pretty easily, I believe. Pretty easily, I believe. Okay, we're winning at the top pretty easily, it looks like. Still, we do all of our perils of production. We play our Umbra morsel. We cannibalize it. We play our other 3 morsels that we just got instead. We play an Energy Siphon on the boss before playing Ice Tornado. And then Flash Freeze, of course, and then we win. Great. Alright, 18 damage taken. That was at the very beginning due to the trial that we took. 2 of the enemies made it to the top. We could take Void Binding. Void Binding adds more rage to my champion faster. We could take Crucible Extension so that we draw it faster. I kind of like both of those options. Cannibalize isn't too bad either, for that matter. Let's take the Void Binding. Oh, Cuddle Hex. I want to master you. Should we take you so that I could potentially master you? Applying Frozen to a card in my hand is also useful. Alright, Cuddle Hex. Taking it might cause us to lose, but I could master it, and I couldn't pass up that chance. So we definitely still want the Unstable Vortex, right? I think I do. We get a free duplicate over here, which is also pretty valuable, I guess. But I think we want to go right. Okay. Take the Pyre Remains, that's the easy one. Let's look at what's in all 3 of these. Tempered Talisman is fine. Refined Void is okay. A Forgotten Name is fine. Don't know if any of those are worth the money that they take. Another large stone. Well, we could take another large stone. We could actually put a large stone on the Morsel Master Shadow Eater. Because we're gonna put it at the bottom in the Last Divinity fight. And at the bottom, you have 1 space to put a morsel with it. So we could do that. Definitely an option. Strength Stone. I don't know what we do with that. Runestone is great. Runestone could go on Guard of the Unnamed to have just even more incant gain armor. I really like that. So those are some things to think about there. Divine Temple, True Stone. True Stone, I mean, Blazing Bolts could really have a true stone. I was thinking Mind Collapse, but now that we're here, I think maybe thinking Blazing Bolts. I think we put it on Blazing Bolts and we remove Mind Collapse from the deck. How about that? Because Mind Collapse is not great without a stone in it. And I think Blazing Bolts is really worth it. Twin Stone. Twin Stone. You know, as dumb as it might be, I kind of want to put a Twin Stone on Furnace Tap. Because then we get the multi-strike on our champion faster. It would cost, the second one would cost 3, granted. So we probably wouldn't be able to play them on the same turn. But I'm definitely thinking about it. What are we removing? I kind of said that we would remove Mind Collapse. There are many other good options. Energy Siphon is pretty bad. The Shade Splitters are pretty bad. Although, I don't know if I want how far down I want to go on Shade Splinters. Let's remove 1. And then maybe we remove the Mind Collapse now. It has its value, certainly, but when things have more than 3 health, it's kind of bad. What's the worst card in my deck? Probably Cuddle Hex, but we're not going to remove that one. The second worst is Energy Siphon, I think. Let's take Energy Siphon out. Okay. Now what? These are so much difficult choices. I think the Merchant of Steel, we're going to take the Large Stone and the Rune Stone and reroll. I think. The Merchant of Trinkets, I think we just reroll. Our Forgotten Name is not bad. We would get the magic power every single turn. So it's an option. It's just that maybe it's better to duplicate cards than get a Forgotten Name. Let's do the Merchant of Steel. I'm pretty confident I want the Large Stone in the Shadow Eater, and I want the Rune Stone in the Guard of the Unnamed. And then we could reroll. We probably should reroll because we haven't put anything. We haven't put anything in the Mollusk Mage or the Cuddle Hex. Those are not great reasons to reroll, are they? Maybe we don't reroll there. Alright. Should we reroll here? Instead of taking a Forgotten Name, do we reroll and then do a card duplicator? We're going to do 1 card duplicator no matter what, I think. Because we want to duplicate Furnace Tap, but maybe we duplicate it with a Twin Stone. Alright. Crazy plans. Here we go. Twin Stone, and then we're going to duplicate the Furnace Tap that has a Twin Stone in it. Alright. Now the duplicate costs 150, which is a lot. But you know how much I like my multi-strike. What about a Forgotten Name or reroll? How many cards does a Forgotten Name affect? Blazing Bolts, Crypt Builder, Flash Freeze, Ice Tornado, Mind Collapse. That's it. I mean, that's not a small number. It's just that even though we get the magic power every single turn, it doesn't affect that many cards. I think we reroll. Friendly units get +5 at health is actually pretty nice. If we did that, we don't get to duplicate another card. I think we duplicate another card. I think we duplicate this furnace tap yet again. And then now we can't afford that. We can still afford a removal though. And let's get a removal. Or we could afford a reroll. I think we get the removal. And now I have to decide what's the next worst card in my deck. The next worst card in my deck, maybe a Shade Splitter. It's a Shade Splitter or Prism Retrieval. Prism Retrieval is actually pretty bad. But it does get my units out faster, so I don't think I remove it. The Cannibalize is quite good. The Cuddle Hex is terrible, but we're trying to master it. The Flash Freeze is pretty bad. Especially because we didn't take the thing that makes it better. Let's remove Flash Freeze. Okay. And then we take the Strength Stone because what else are we doing? And it goes on the Mollusk Mage. The Cuddle Hex is going to die really fast because it doesn't have enough health to survive us spikes it. Okay, how do I feel about this deck? I don't know. The extreme multi-strike in our champion is what I'm hoping to save the deck. I really have to pay attention to Draining Emblem. Oh no, with all my... Oh no, the Draining Emblem is terrible. Oh, the Draining Emblem is really bad. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of units. The Draining Emblem is so bad because if I play this one on the first, like as my first thing that I do on the turn, which when we have Ember Drain 33 or something, then it's gonna be the first thing I play, right? Then it consumes, which is bad. Ooh, that is bad. Alright. The Shadow Eater goes at the bottom. We know that much. The Penumbra goes at the top. We know that much. I guess we start with the Penumbra at the top and the Guard of the Unnamed at the top. For the consumed spell, I think we have to consume Offering Token. So let's do that now. I'm happy to discard Urchin Spines. So now we play Perils of Production on the champion. And play Furnace Tap on him. I think we're doing that. The Morsel Master Shadow Eater has to go at the bottom in order to fit. So it's going to go at the bottom. Yep, it's going to go at the bottom. So it goes at the bottom. We get the Rebel Morsel behind you so that you kill that one. Unfortunately, not the Purifier. I really don't like Purifier surviving. The Cuddle Hex we should play so that it dies. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it in the center. And then Furnace Tap we play right now, right? Oh man, hard choices, because we could have it freeze in the hand and be the first thing that we play next turn, but we can't because we already have Ember Drain 3. Alright. Alright, we might not be doing too much each turn because of Seraph the Diligent. Didn't really consider how bad Seraph the Diligent would be for what we're doing. But it's kind of bad because this Perils of Production is the only thing that we could play now, first, but it consumes if we play it first. But it's the only way that we could play another Furnace Tap, which we definitely want to do. I think we play another Morsel Excavator, or we play a Morsel down here. So we're playing a morsel down here. We are playing Perils of Production and having it consume, which feels real bad. Because we need to play another Furnace. And then we could play the Self-Mutilation, or we could play a Frenzied Swarm. The Frenzied Swarm would discard the Self-Mutilation, which is not my favorite thing, but it would mean that you're not taking all this damage, which means you survive fast, or longer. I think we do that. Okay, how are things going at the top? Because they can't be going well at the top. Okay, so we can consume something like the Spike of the Stygian, which allows me to play this and have it not consume, which is great. I like that. Let's consume Spike of the Stygian. And then we get to play Perils of Production on the champion, and Perils of Production on the champion. And then Void Binding on the champion? I think so. We also get to play the Self-Mutilation, which is nice. And the Making of a Morsel. Crucible Extension we want at the top, not the bottom. Void Binding on the champion. And then I'm thinking about whether we play... Well, we can't play all of the morsels at the bottom. Okay, so we're just playing the rub morsel at the bottom. That way it kills a couple of things down there. You are making it to the Pyre and dealing 14 damage, which is very sad, but our champion doesn't have enough multi-strike yet. It needs to have more multi-strike. Okay. You're making it to the top this turn. We have to consume our Perils of Production if we're doing anything this turn. And we definitely want to play a Furnace tap this turn, so we're doing it. How very sad. I'm glad I have so many of them in the deck. Okay. Rubble Morsel and Shroud Mitosis might be the best. I think the Mollusk Mage is not that great. The Self-Mutilation, ooh, maybe we should play those. Let's play the Rubble Morsel at the bottom. Okay, do we play a Mollusk Mage? We're gonna have no more Ember for basically the rest of this fight, so I think we play Self-Mutilation. Because we're not guaranteed to draw something that gives me Ember anymore. We have 2 more of them in the deck, and it's pretty hard to have them not consume. Okay, luckily this one at the bottom is not shard enhanced, so it actually dies to a morsel. We can consume the Prism Retrieval, which is not the worst to consume. We don't have any way to get Ember this turn. So the other thing we could do is not consume anything. The Immortal Trade doesn't normally consume, so we could play the Immortal Trade. Playing it on the champion doesn't do much. Playing it on the Guard of the Unnamed also doesn't do much. I think it just doesn't do much. Alright, let's not consume anything, because I want to draw these X-Cost cards alongside one of the things, the Perils of Production, on a future turn. So we're just not going to play any spells this turn, so that we don't consume anything. Waves remaining 3. Oh man. The draining emblem has been so bad. So bad for me. I do like that my Shadow Eater has been mostly taking care of the garbage at the bottom. Okay, so we've got Perils of Production. We're gonna have to play one. So let's play Perils of Production. At least that means that we still have one in the deck, because we're playing this one now. We can play this Furnace Tap, which gives you more multi-strike. We want that. That kills the back one. We can play another one, which gives you more multi-strike. We want to do that, because that killed the back one again. Well, kill it again is kind of a weird thing to say, but it does, you know, it does a lot of damage if we keep putting multi-strike on you. Okay, Morsel Jeweler is not my favorite morsel, but do we play Blazing Bolts instead of playing Cannibalize? It's better than Ice Tornado. And it could save my guy at the bottom and get rid of these things that deal a lot of attack. Let's try it. It did not hit any of those things. How very unfortunate. Alright, we've got to play the Morsel Jeweler in front so that you could potentially do something on a future turn. You at least kill the Wiltwings. Okay, waves remaining 1. We have a Mind Collapse, which we could consume instead of Perils of Production. Also Spike of the Stygian that we could consume instead of Perils of Production. Alright, that's actually very nice. We can keep our Perils of Production again. Spike of the Stygian will just play on the boss. That consumes it. Now we have a Perils of Production that we can play. Really hate that the boss has Stealth 4 still. Now, the Mind Collapse can actually kill one of these things that has 3 attack. With 1 ember. So we should probably do that. Let's play the Self-Mutilation. And a Void Binding. And then play Mind Collapse right here. Okay, now we've got 2 more. We can play our Ice Tornado finally. We'd really like to play the Ice Tornado at the bottom and have it kill that one. We can't force that to happen, but we can hope, right? We can hope. The Rubble Morsel, if we play it at the bottom in front, then the Rubble Morsels die, and that leaves the Shadow Eater still there. The Rubble Morsels basically do nothing, so I think that's still worthwhile. Let's play the Ice Tornado at the bottom. Did not kill the back one. Kind of as expected. Ooh, you were not dying anymore? How did that happen? Oh, because you had more armor. Ooh, I should have played the Rubble Morsels behind. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh well. Made a mistake. The final wave. At least it's the final wave. The fact that we can't really play anything is a problem. But at least we're at the final wave. Should we give you Immortal Trade? It doesn't do anything if we give it to you. Unless the Rubble Morsels save you for a little bit. They don't. So the Immortal Trade does nothing at the bottom. Does it do anything at the top? It looks like also no. Immortal Trade is the surprisingly worst card in my deck. I don't know why it's the worst card in my deck, but it is. Okay. I wish I could play Rubble Morsel and save you, but it doesn't do anything, so let's play it at the top. and take damage from the self-mutilations. There's so many self-mutilations in my deck that I haven't been able to play. Okay, do we beat Seraph? I honestly don't know. We have Urchin Spines that we could play. It normally consumes, so there's no problem playing it. And that means we could play Making of a Morsel and it doesn't consume, which might be good. Might be good. And then we take even more damage from these Scourges. The Scourges are terrible. Okay. Do we do enough damage to kill the boss? We don't have as much health as I would like, honestly. Oh, we do have a Perils of Production on this turn. And we have a Frenzied Swarm. Ooh, okay. We've got a pretty good chance, actually. It doesn't matter what we consume. So, Perils of Production. We play the Rubble Morsel. We just have to save enough for Frenzied Swarm at the end. So we play the Rubble Morsel. We play Cannibalize. We play Cannibalize. We play these three morsels in the center so that we get the benefits from them. And then we play Frenzied Swarm. And we're beating Seraph. Oh my. Alright, that was a very difficult Seraph fight. I think that the Last Divinity fight might be easier, but I don't know. Because it's not the Last Divinity that's the problem, it's the minions that go up. I don't know how well we deal with them. 42 damage taken. Ouch. Ooh, we got the Shard of Divinity again. Alright. A familiar figure hunches in front of an ice... Oh, whoa, it's something else. Oh my gosh, this is a new one. There's a different new one? Alright. A familiar figure hunches in front of an iceberg. She stands to meet you. He tried at least, that's more than most of us could say, but Seraph gave up, figured he could do it all himself, rule through force and fear. Herzl's mistake pushed him to that end, I'd wager. So actually this is the same event, but I'm getting a different thing. Blank pages. At the start of turn, if you do not have a champion in your hand, add a random one to your hand? What? Okay. Why not? That's so crazy. Are they going to be like base level champions? Because the base level champions suck. Just saying. Alright. Can we win this? My goal is to win it through massive amounts of multi-strike. That's the plan, as you have figured out at this point. We've got to play in the center. I really like seeing Blazing Bolts the first turn, because I would love to kill some of these at the bottom. And we didn't get our guy that kills them at the bottom. So, the Penumbra has to go first. We're playing in the center this time. Let's start. Penumbra goes first. The Guard of the Unnamed goes second. And we can only fit one morsel at this point. We've got our Perils of Production. I don't know if I want to play it on the morsel or the champion for the first turn. Because if we have more Ember at the very beginning, it might be good. So let's not put the Ember Drain on the champion until we have a better reason to put Ember Drain on the champion. So, Morsel Jeweler goes here. Then we Perils of Production it. And then we sacrifice it. Alright. Get a better morsel. we got a Morsel Miner. It's kind of my favorite. It's everybody's favorite, I'm sure. It's the rare morsel. So Morsel Miner goes here. Shroud Mitosis the Morsel Miner. Blazing Bolts at the bottom to hopefully kill the back two. I mean, we killed two that were close to the back, but it wasn't the ones I was thinking. And then, no reason not to play the morsels at the bottom. They just die, but there's no downside to them dying. And then Frenzied Swarm in the center, so that we don't get the 22 damage this turn, and we gain more armor. Okay, and next turn apparently we're getting a champion in our hand. And we're going to have to see what that looks like, because I'm very curious. We got Tethys Titan's Bane. It actually does have an upgrade. It has... Huh. It has a weird upgrade. Fine. You know, it's fine. Heralds of Production we can put on our champion this turn. Heralds of Production. And then we play the Furnace Taps. Both of the Furnace Taps. But not the two Furnace Taps that get created. Right. And then we've got enough to play our Shadow Eater at the bottom. Maybe we put a Tethys Titan's Bane in front? Well, no, it doesn't really fit. Tethys Titan's Bane doesn't do anything. It really doesn't just do anything, does it? Let's place it at the top. Alright, you die at the top. It was a nice thought that you might do something for me, but you just didn't. And then we do this, and we play the Morsel Jeweler. Kills the back one, damages that one a lot. We keep Spike of the Stygian for later. I think it's going to be useful later. The sap particularly. Okay. One of my questions is how long we can keep the guy at the bottom alive, because I think he's going to die. Oh, we can't hit him at the bottom, because he takes up 2 space. How unfortunate. I would have loved to play the Primordium at the bottom, because it would give damage shield to this guy, to the Shadow Eater, and he would eat him for multiple turns. That would have been great, but he doesn't fit. Okay, anyway. Aside from the thing that I can't do, let's think about things that we can do. So you've got a Spell Shield, which means my Mind Collapse doesn't do anything to you. It could hit you, but it would take a lot of Ember to do that. I don't think we want to spend it that way. Ooh, but we could play the Mollusk Mage. Mollusk Mage doesn't fit in the center yet, so we don't do that. Okay. There's a lot of things that we're not doing. Figure out what we are doing. I don't like that you're surviving. Yeah, definitely don't like that you're surviving. I think we play the Primordium at the top and just have it die. As much as I would have liked it to survive, let's not have it in the deck. Oh, it has damage shield 4, so it doesn't die. That's actually pretty interesting. Do we play the Mollusk Mage at the top then? I think we do. How crazy. Alright. Mollusk Mage at the top, it's going to get damage shield every turn. And we can even put Immortal Trade. Oh man. I like that. Alright. Rebel Morsel goes at the bottom. We play... Do we play the Prism Retrieval this turn? What could it get? It can't get anything. Okay. I want to play the Spike of the Stygian on you, and we could do that right now. So now you die at the bottom. And then I think we play Immortal Trade on our Mollusk Mage. Oh, we should have played it on the Primordium. Oh, we should have played it on the Primordium. I did not think. Okay, well, the Mind Collapse doesn't do anything except give you armor. So we'll play it. Okay. So what's the next champion going to be? So far the champions have not been very helpful, honestly. But they haven't been terrible either. They've been very interesting. We got the Spine Chief. We don't have any echoes. The Spine Chief is just a 100 health unit that can't fit anywhere. Okay, well, it's gonna just sit in the deck for a bit. The Guardian's Amulet would be nice to play this turn, and we have another Perils of Production. You're not dying, which is good. I would like to give you more morsels so that you heal up a little bit more. I realize that you're going to die eventually. The Furnace Tap is great. Let's play that. We could play... Let's play the Guardian's Amulet up here. It saves a lot of health here. Ooh, you're making it to the top right now. That's terrible. I did not notice that was happening. I think I'd prefer Void Binding to Shade Splitter. Oh, now you're getting damaged. Great. That last Rage 6 actually did something useful. My champion needs more multi-strike. I don't think he has enough. Alright, the bottom unit might be dying this turn. Etch apply armor 14 to friendly units. We could play him at the... Well, we can't fit him at the bottom. I keep thinking, let's play these things, and we can't fit them. Alright, in that case what we're going to do is play him in front up here, so that he eventually dies. We've got an offering token that we could use to play a Crypt Builder, which would be good because I'd like to do more damage to you. So let's do that. Should we play Spell Weakness on something? We could play the Spell Weakness at the top, because it's going to be useful at the top and it gives 14 armor this turn. Okay, Offering Token. We discard this Crypt Builder. Kill the front one. We play Perils of Production a couple times. We play Furnace Tap a couple times. Okay, so the center is great. The bottom, I think, dies even if we try to save it. Yeah, the bottom dies. So the Shadow Eater has done his part in this battle. Now you need to survive a lot more attack than you were taking before, which is a problem. Don't like that. We'll do the best we can. I'm sure we're going to put a champion at the bottom. Some random champion that we get. Okay, what can we do? We have Incant, gain shard, revenge, apply frostbite 2 per shard to enemy units. Oh, I like it. You're not dying with all of the multi-strike that I have? Jeez. Okay, well anyway, let's start with Perils of Production. Perils of Production. Perils of Production. Crucible Extension. Ooh. Crucible Extension is interesting. think we play the Soulguard the Martyr at the bottom. It's just that, how much shard is she going to gain? Very little, probably. But we do have the double incant. Do another Perils of Production. The problem is you surviving, because there's a lot of damage that's hitting you this turn. The Ice Tornado can help, but it only helps if it hits one of those back two. And I don't know that it will. Play the Vengeful Shard. I guess one of the things that we could do is play the Crucible Extension here, and play the Soulguard the Martyr in the center in front. I like that, actually. Let's give you a respite from being in the front. We can put our morsels elsewhere. Morsels don't matter enormously. Okay, so you die, but you are saving a whole lot of health on that one. And then we can put two morsels at the top, they just die. Alright. The back one is surviving, but that's partially because it has stealth. Also, we can play Frenzied Swarm in the center, which is pretty nice. Ooh, Wildenton adds 3 sting spells to my hand. I like that. And you have an incant plus 3. Alright, Wildenton is going to go at the bottom. After we make room in our hand. We've got a Mind Collapse, which we could play with 5 to kill you. It's kind of a lot to play. I'm struggling between giving you some incant or giving you some armor, and probably giving my shark armor is the better thing to do. Probably. So we probably want to play the Offering Token in the center. So let's play Offering Token in the center. And we'll discard the Vengeful Shard, of course. Okay. We're going to kill you, which means we need to play Shroud Mitosis before we do Wildenton. Rubble Morsel, Shroud Mitosis, and then Mind Collapse you. Play the Wildenton. Oh, I should have played the Wildenton before the Mind Collapse. Whatever. And then I guess we play a bunch of stings. We could play the bunch of stings at the top, but I think the armor matters more than damage against the bots. Yeah, I think so. So, ooh, we don't want to play any more stings, because we want a morsel in our hand and we want a champion in our hand. And we're already at +8. So let's just play Frenzied Swarm. Great. Okay, my champion still does not do enough damage, I think. Oh, little Fade has Spikes 1. Spikes 1 is not very special, I think. And you have to get a Slay to get more. Alright, it's probably not going to happen. I'm noticing that the top is a problem, and I don't know if we're going to deal with the top at all this turn, so it might just remain being a problem. I mean, it only does a little bit of damage to the Pyre if it gets there. But still. We can do Immortal Trait at the top, which I like. Let's do Immortal Trait at the top. Keep you alive. Void Binding goes here. Furnace Tap goes here. We did not play Guardian's Amulet. How sad. Shade Splitter. We can fit both morsels in the center, or we could put the magma morsel somewhere else. I think putting both morsels in the center is best. Oh, there's a sweep. Alright. Put the rubble morsel down there, because it actually does something, rather than nothing. Okay, we're taking a little bit of damage on the Pyre, but we're at the end of the waves. So, waves remaining 1. Got my 2 Perils of Production, we play those first. We've got a Soulguard the Martyr that, when you incant, gains Shard 1 and deals 7 damage per shard to the front enemy unit as an action, which only happens if you survive. But I guess you can survive pretty easily at the bottom. Okay. Sure, you can go down here. We want to play the Ice Tornado at the bottom, almost certainly, but more important is the Furnace Tap. The most important thing for us to do. The Crucible extension I want to put in the center, so that we have more space to put a champion in the center, basically. So we don't play the Vengeful Shard, we don't play the Crypt Builder. Sure. So, Ice Tornado is going here. It killed one of the back ones. Happy about that. And then Magma Morsel here. Okay. We're at the Relentless phase. And I think the center kills the boss in the Relentless phase without too much trouble. Let's find out if that's actually the case. We are winning. We are winning already. Alright. Play Perils of Production. Play the Weight of Contrition to not take that damage. We can play a Spine Chief in the center too. There we go. Alright. We are winning another Expert Challenge, as well as the first Covenant Rank 25 win with Umbra Stygian. And I saw blank pages for the first time, which is really cool too. Alright. I assume that this event is exactly the same. Yep, exactly the same as when you get Shard of the Divinity. Alright, so blank pages and Shard of the Divinity are basically two sides of the same coin, I guess. Alright, very happy about that win. Oh right, we Divine Mastered 4 cards. I had forgotten about that. Divinity Mastering 4 cards in a run at this juncture in my playthrough is actually quite amazing. Alright, we Divine Mastered 4 cards. How about that? My most Ember Drain applied ever. And we got a little crown for the Umbra Stygian. How about that? I like it. Filling out those crowns. And then, I don't know what this last card is. We've mastered 38 out of 40. Huh, 38 out of 40. But there's only one showing here. Maybe it counts the champion. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. The most Ember Drain applied ever. 326 Ember Drain applied. My previous best was 196. I mean, that was basically the run that we've done. The crucial thing that I did in this run was have tons of ways to get Ember at 0 and applying a ridiculous amount of Ember Drain to my units. So, how about that? We did 326 for the first time. Umbra Stygian becomes my 11th clan combination with a max Covenant rank win. This is also the 10th Expert Challenge that I've completed, and I Divinity Mastered a whopping 4 cards this run. I now have only 24 cards left to Divinity Master. On the right, I'm featuring the Purifier, because it was an extremely annoying enemy that gave me Scourges every turn that I couldn't play, and with 30 health that didn't die to my Shadow Eater. Also, Alabaster Guardian is one of the few non-boss enemies for which I haven't yet registered 100 kills, and it's getting close. On the left, my Guard of the Unnamed was my big minion this run. He had 2 large stones and 3 separate incant abilities that each added armor. Void Binding reaches my 10 battle threshold this run, and is a good showcase card for the type of run I had. The Ember Drain 3 and Damage Shield 2 both meant very little to me. This was a card that gave Rage 6 to a minion with tons of multi-strike. For artifacts, I discovered a new one, Blank Pages, which I've played with for the first time this run. It is chaotic, but good. I now have seen every artifact in the game, but there is still one I haven't played with. The game says there are 125 artifacts, but it doesn't count Fel's Remorse, Herzl's Compound, Light of Seraph, or Wormtooth, which is why my count is 129. Also, here is Founding Seal, which doubled my incant abilities, meaning my Armor Shark got double as much armor, which was very good. Check out my tracking sheet for all my stats, link in the video description. New episodes every Saturday, and thanks for watching.